Hello, everyone. Welcome.
Oh,
My cat's feeder just went off and he just scratched my leg. Okay, we're good. We are ready. Welcome to Stratosphere 132. We have some exciting matches today. I'm Lyra. This is Veggie. We are happy to be here. Yeah, so I will pull up exclamation point bracket. Let's see what we have in the bracket here today. All right, some exciting players. So we have Torowo as our 1 seed. We have Alkaline X as our 2 seed. We have Mythical Rocket as our 3 seed. So look forward to seeing their matches in the bracket. But we have our 2 versus 3 match ready to go. Okay, an exciting one to start us off here.
a very exciting one indeed.
Yeah, and we have players in the lobby. They are ready to go. Just waiting on them to tell us if they want a warm up here. Looking at stats, you can see these are very similar. Speed advantage on Mythical Rocket side, but the versus score is almost coming out the exact same. So a slightly more efficient player versus a faster player.
Mhm.
All right. And no warm up. It looks like we are just getting straight into this first 2-11. Here we go.
Very exciting.
We have some stick spin versus TKI in our first round here. Both players just working on building that back-to-back alkaline with that back-to-back 8 showing up on Mythical Rocket's board as they are down stacking. Not exactly going for back-to-back. Alkaline breaks with a 22 spike. The follow-up doesn't exactly kill, and now we are back to neutral as both players are starting this up again. Alkaline slowing down a little bit to try to get this back-to-back surge going. Mythical Rocket up at the top of the board with some cheese to go down through here as Alkaline is... Okay, Alkaline breaks back-to-back, so no back-to-back right now. Mythical Rocket is looking to build up that surge right now, and there's that 4. There are those dings, some all spins to continue filling up that back-to-back. -11 appearing on Alkaline's board, trying to get themselves ready for what is incoming here. Okay, they send a little bit here and are greeted with that -16, and there is that break, and there is not enough to defend that. Oh, fun fact. Okay. I knew that a high-ranking Tetrio player was the fastest typer in the world. I didn't know it was this player specifically. Okay, now I have that. Now I have that.
Wow,
Mythical Rocket.
that's incredible.
Mhm. Alkaline with that break, that 19. That is going to force Mythical Rocket to break as well.
So you
Mythical
get
Rocket
an
up at the top of the
outfit
board.
here.
Mm-hmm. Ooh, nice down stack.
Very clean.
Ooh, 24 spike from Mythical Rocket forces Alkaline to break.
Very nice tunnel on Mythical Rocket side.
Yeah, Mythical Rocket just trying to use the speed advantage here, just spamming out T-spins at the bottom of the board here. A little bit of awkwardness as maybe a misread, but now they're starting to down stack through as Alkaline is just 09 stacking.
Okay, now wait. A surge of 6 and base 6.
And there's that -10 appearing on Alkaline's board, that -11. Let's see how much Mythical Rocket is going to be able to build up here, and if that's going to work again for them, or if Alkaline has a different strategy. This is rough, not looking amazing, but oh,
Wow, that
oh, boy.
43 spikes. Absolutely incredible.
Ooh, the PC.
And
Ooh, the
it looks like
misdrop on
Mythical.
Mythical Rocket side.
Yeah, that was not good.
But a good recovery and some LST going on here as both players build up that back-to-back exchange and it all comes out in the wash here.
Mythical Rocket now with a nice well. And had to get out due to pressure from Alkaline.
Yeah, both players at the bottom of the board here. Ooh, Alkaline just misdropped a PC. They had PC and it looks like they were going for it, but they misdropped. Unfortunate.
Very.
Back to back from Mythical Rocket here, and they break as Alkaline gets their surge ready to go.
Mythical
And
Rocket not in a good spot.
yeah,
And yeah. Alkaline misjudged.
Alkaline up the top of the board here has some all spins on the way down here, but breaks their back to back as Mythical Rocket's pressure is just building up.
Mythical Rocket's board state, it didn't look so good for a second.
Some nice all spins here from Alkaline, some T spins, and that's going to bring up that -8 on Mythical Rocket's board as they are on the down stack. They tank all of this coming in and continue stacking down here.
Is that a misjump from Alkaline's board? It looks like it was.
Yeah, and that's going to put them up at the top here. They have the clutch clears, but they just do not have the pieces they need to get out.
Alkaline with SBBC.
Some nice all spins here. As Mythical Rocket has a little bit of a spike. Alkaline going a little bit slow here before breaking.
It's pretty interesting watching how they play around with this surge.
Yeah, both kind of opting to break a lower surge here, which will cheese your opponent.
Yes, anything higher than 10 will result in quite a bit of clean garbage if you break it at the wrong time.
Mythical Rocket with a couple of small spikes here. Alkaline is forced to mess with their board a little bit. Do they have the piece to get out? They do not, and that is going to bring us to 4-2 in Mythical Rocket's favor.
Mythical Rocket with a TB opener, Alkaline with SPPC Briefly Series.
Yeah, another back-to-back break there. And that spike is going to leave Alkaline with a bit of messy garbage. That's going to slow them down for a bit.
I thought Well, I thought Mythical Rocket had a better spike there, but they didn't choose to take that route.
Mythical Rocket kind of with an awkward TSD setup there. They finally get it, and then they misdrop a piece afterwards. That's going to slow them down a bit. They have a bit of cheese to work through right now, and Alkaline has a chance to build up that back-to-back, and you see it back-to-back 9. There's that surge release. The garbage doesn't really make its way to Mythical Rocket's board, but they still haven't had the chance to recover their board state yet. Now at the bottom, just recovering their board state.
I thought for a second their Alkaline would have been building up a 4 wide, because we definitely did see that big stack on the right and the the 4 wide gap on the left, but they chose not to take that route. And now Mythical Rocket with a surge of 6, not 7.
Yeah, building that up. Alkaline not finding back-to-back of their own, just choosing to stay on the down stack here. Trying to maybe pressure and get Mythical Rocket to break. Okay, they have a surge of their own. There's that 5. Alkaline survives this, but the board underneath is messy here.
The players with quite a bit of cheese.
Interesting floating T-spin setup on Mythical Rocket's board that they don't even really use for the T-spin. They take a T-spin 0 and just now start to get the all-spins back into play here.
Very interesting. Wasn't exactly sure what they were doing there. Alkaline with the STBC, Mythical Rocket with CCI.
That is a lot of cheese on Mythical Rocket's board as they are on the down stack here. They find a nice 15 spike out of it with a nice combo in there, but Alkaline trades back with a couple of small spikes and a surge break.
And a very neat prophecy. I don't know if you caught that, Lyra.
Sometimes it's hard to catch too much of this. There's a lot going on. It definitely makes me think faster here. Ooh, and a misdrop from Mythical Rocket there. Mini 3-wide setup.
Nicely, though. Yes. Mythical Rocket with a surge of 10.
And they break that at the top of the board there. Alkaline just able to deal with the surge and deal enough damage to bring this to a tie. A little bit of plonking action over here, perhaps. Immediate surge break with a 4 is going to put some of that messy garbage on a Mythical Rocket's board. Who's going to trade back their own cheese?
The board state on Alkaline is definitely not optimal here.
Yeah, they get the T-spins to get out of this here and are on the down stack. Mythical Rocket has that back-to-back and breaks it. That doesn't put too much on Alkaline's board here, and they just have clean right now. Alkaline trying to count to 4, not quite finding it. Still trying to make that down stack work with the board that they have. Able to do so, but it slows them down a bit. They break with a 14 spike, and Mythical Rocket defends pretty much all of it.
Mythical Rocket with some cheese on their board. Will they be able to get down? And it looks like they won't.
And that is going to put Alkaline in the lead here. Ooh, misdrop on the opener from Rocket here. And Alkaline finds the PC on their opener.
The CPC. Yes.
Yeah. Striding here from Alkaline. Mythical Rocket with a little bit of misstacking going on. Can they get that T-piece in? They're a little awkward, but they do find it. Back-to-back break from Alkaline as they're not exactly in the best position to follow that up right now.
Their board state definitely wasn't very good. It looks like they were trying to go for a donut there, but they messed up the overking.
Yeah, Mythical Rocket push up to the top here. Do they have the piece to get down? There's the eye piece. It comes in time. They get the T-spin on the way down into a nice 22 spike. That's going to force Alkaline to break and be on the down stack themselves. And now we're back to neutral. Ooh, Alkaline with the misdrop over here. Luckily, they find their way out in time. Mythical Rocket push up to the top. They have a couple of pieces to get out here.
Alkaline with a bit of a weird board state, but they managed to push through it. Mythical Rocket now with a very, very nice well that they were forced to break.
Yeah, and Alkaline sitting here with this count to 4 on that T-spin.
Now with a series of 14.
Very nice break there with a 24 spike, and Mythical Rocket does not have the pieces they need to defend against that.
More LSD, more TKI and SCBC shenanigans.
An 18 spike there from Mythical Rocket pokes Alkaline at the top of the board, and they do not find the down stack in time. And that is the first point for Mythical Rocket in a while. I believe Alkaline was just coming off 4 in a row there.
Yep. Alkaline building up surge with donations and breaks it.
Yeah, I just didn't find the continuations there.
Oh no. I don't know if you saw Lyra, but that eye dependency was not good, especially with the big well that they had.
Yeah, I did see that. I like to have the stream on one monitor and the match on the other. So then when something happens in the match and I didn't see it, I look at the stream, and because of the delay, I can see it. So I didn't see it during the match, but I saw it on the stream. 2 seconds later. It's very, very convenient. I highly recommend pulling that if you have 2 monitors. All right, we are off here.
Try.
Okay, it's actually, it's so nice. And then you can read the Twitch chat too. It's great.
I usually pull up the Twitch chat on my phone and read it like that.
That makes sense. All right, so there is this -8 on Alkaline's board here. As they are on the down stack, they try to pressure Mythical Rocket into breaking. They break a little bit later than I think Alkaline wanted. And now they're sitting up with this kind of messy down stack that they have to get into, but they're doing well with it right now. Nice little
Nice
copy.
Yeah.
A fractal from Mythical Rocket and a break puts a very nice spike on Alkaline's board, but they misdrop the J piece immediately after and do not find the out in time.
Alkaline with SDBC, Mythical Rocket with TKI.
Alkaline, the first to break here. Mythical Rocket breaking shortly after. Nice little DT setup on Alkaline's board.
Very nice. Tie down too. On Mythical Rocket side, and their board is not looking good, and they were indeed topped out.
Alkaline kind of starting to run away with this here. I will say with that DT, I personally think that season 2 very much buffed DTs since there's usually an all spins continuation. So it's fun seeing those in season
Yes.
2. I think we should see more of them. I like them.
What I'm really curious about is all of the all spin openers that come with season 2.
Yeah, I was hoping to see a bit more of them, but it makes sense most people are trying to stick to the openers that they know and love.
Yep. I do know of a few openers that are still being loved right now though. Pretty nice all spin setup on Alkaline's forward.
Both players just kind of going for the cheese strategy, being on the down stack, not necessarily trying to build surge right now. I think Mythical Rocket is realizing that this set is
Ooh,
pretty difficult for them to bring back, and so they might be changing it up, and it's working as Alkaline misdrops there.
that was a really bad eyepiece misdrop on Alkaline's side.
Some really nice continuations out of these similar openers here, and both players are able to find the down stack back at the bottom of their boards.
Mythical Rocket with a surge of 7 and a misdrop with the OP, forcing them to break.
And that comes in as clean garbage on Alkaline's board as they have the perfect opportunity to strike.
And Mythical Rocket with a really very bad eye dependency misdrop.
Ooh, speaking of misdrops,
That is
let's see if they
just
can bring this one
painful to
back.
watch.
Oh no.
Oh
Oh
no.
no. Okay. And we're back. Okay. Always a
That
little
was
awkward.
incredible.
That was good. That was a very nice way out of
Yes,
it.
very, very.
Ooh, not quite enough. Alkaline still at match point here. Just needs to find 1 before Mythical Rocket finds 4.
Will Mythical Rocket be able to bring it back?
Alkaline with a very nice down stack ahead of them here, going for the all spins approach to this. Mythical Rocket with the 09 up stack here with some donos going on to build up that back to back. There we see that.
Mythical Rocket breaks. Oh no. Oh, what were you gonna say?
Oh, I was just about to say, yep, basically the same thing.
Okay, okay.
And there's the 23 spike there. Alkaline up at the top of the board. Breaks. All spins on the way down. Mythical Rocket up at the top, not finding the T-spin that they wanted, and that is going to be
That's
our
game.
game. So looking at the bracket, that I believe was winners quarterfinals. And we will be getting our next match too soon. Yeah, in the on the topic of openers, I was wondering, Veggie, if you've seen this in your matches. Every now and then you'll be playing against someone who doesn't have a rank. They're clearly doing their placements, but you can see, like a good 40 lines time, and they start doing PCO and just trying to DPC loop you, and you just are like, oh, you have no idea. You definitely did not know that they've nerfed PCs.
Yes, I feel that often these players come from gestures, and that is why they do not know about the PC nerf.
Yeah, I was in that situation and I told them, hey, they nerfed PCs, right? They just typed, wait, for real. And I said, yeah, they do 6. And then they said, I'm not doing PCs ever again, and then continued to DPC loot me. So I don't think that really That didn't last long.
Yes. Um, I do know that even though it still is been nerfed, I know I've sometimes been struggling against SDPC DPC loopers if I cannot go fast enough.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't send 0. 6 is just definitely less than 10, so it is good to note
Yes.
that sometimes still that damage can, make a difference. And our next match here is going to be Toro versus Sepulch, so we are going to stay over on the winner's side of the bracket. Wild to see the number 1 seed being the X rank. Is that real? That's real! Wait, okay, do you know a bit more on the history of how this happened? What's going on here?
For when she being, yeah,
Okay,
I
allegedly
think
Toro is getting used to a keyboard. Okay.
I'm pretty sure that Toro is the yeah what Hugh said.
And we will see how this goes here for Toro in this warm up. Now I'm like watching to see if anything's a little odd about their gameplay. I love the Z spin triple for the fans, but yeah, this will be interesting. Let's see if the new
Yeah,
keyboard works
it,
out.
it will be very interesting, and I believe Toro used to be a controller player, but their controller ended up breaking, which is why they switched to keyboard.
Oh. Oh, that makes sense. Yeah, I was thinking just switching from one keyboard to another shouldn't make that much of a difference, but switching from controller to keyboard, that is a huge difference.
Yes, really.
All right, and this first to 11 starting off, both players waiting an odd couple of seconds before putting the pieces down, but Toro building up this C spin with some all spins to go with it. Both players with a nice spike here, both at the top of the board. Toro delivers their spike and Sepulch is just not able to handle it.
So both did have quite a bit of cheese from the all spins that Toro sent.
A little bit of plonking from Toro's side here.
Yeah, quite a bit.
Toro building up this back-to-back. We see the -10 on Sepulch's board as Toro continues to build that up here. We're going to hear those dings. And this is some very nice all spinning going on. Sepulch up the top. Do they have the pieces they need? They do not.
I really like Toro's playstyle. It's very clean.
Yeah, I definitely agree. Definitely the kind of gameplay where a lot of us can learn something from it.
Yes, definitely.
Nice 20 spike with the opener here. Yeah, not able to handle it. And that is a quick 3-0 here.
Their board watching seems phenomenal.
Yeah, for sure. Sepulch able to keep up here with this down stack and is continuing with this. They know that their player has a lot of attack, and so they're keeping their board in a good state and just trying to maintain control of it here. And that's a large chunk of garbage coming in. They handle it, but there's that -12 sitting at the top of the board just looming there. Toro able to deal with the incoming garbage and maintain this back-to-back here, even down stacking with these all spins. And there's the beep from the 20 there. It's not a sound that's heard very often, but when it is super menacing. And there it is. There's the break. Torvo with the fast open here, so Bulge on the down stack. Torvo does break here. Toro just waiting to think about their T-spins for a little bit here.
They
They're
resolved it
definitely
very
better.
nicely.
Yeah, oh, the eye spin. The eye spin from Sepulch to stay alive there.
Wow.
Toro definitely has recognized that they have a little bit of extra time considering their opponent is slower than them, and they're using all of that extra time to their advantage here to find these all spins. And that PC.
Yes. Oh, DPC. Some very nice T-spins from Toro.
Yeah, very fast open. The fact that they're able to just do all of that with zero hesitation is insane.
Yes, very, very.
Sepulch with some all spins. Ooh, and a misdrop on that T piece is going to force them to break soon. That T spin turns into a T spin 0 because of it. Torvo up at the top of the board, just fearless with these T spins. It is wild how bold Torvo is being with this. And they have the break to get out of it. I mean, they have a really good handle on their board state here. Maybe I spoke too soon. I just cast her.
That's the Bolt's first point. It looks like Toro misjudged their opponent's board state there.
Yes, we do see this no sweep here.
And what looks like, I believe, is a misdrop from Toro, but a very quick hit.
Ooh, and Sepulch does find the kill there for a second point.
Wow. A bit of plonking from Sepulch.
A little bit of a combo there from Sepulch, but they are still greeted with the -9 on the board. Toro does break, but Sepulch downstacks and defends against all of it here.
That board state does not look good for Sepulch right now, and they immediately start downstacking it.
And a smart move here as Toro was put into a tough spot at the top of the board. They were forced to break, and now they're on the downstack.
Yep. A smart move from Sepulch.
Yeah, Sepulch is doing well here, but this doesn't look like a great board state. They find the pieces that they need, and they're on the downstack. This is very well played here.
It looks like they definitely adjusted their playstyle slightly to Toro's playstyle.
Yeah, but that spike is just too much for them to handle despite the very good changes to how they're taking these rounds. Toro does misdrop their opener. Sepulch up at the top of the board quickly. They have the pieces to get down, but Toro has the 23 spike. They defend against it in time here and begin to build their board back up. Toro has some all spins going on. They're taking the time to think, and are they taking too much time? That's what it's starting to look like here as they're up at the top, and Sepulch finds another point.
Oh no. That was not good. I didn't know what they were going for there.
Yeah, maybe a little bit of experimenting that did not work out.
It definitely looked like a misdrop to me.
Yeah, and Toro playing 4 PPS here. Notably faster than Sebulch, but again, Sebulch handling it well. Ooh, a 17 spike from Toro puts Sebulch up at the top of the board. Toro playing as if their board isn't a mess underneath. They're just stacking on top of the garbage and ignoring it and hoping they find the kill before they have to deal with it. And that's what happens here.
Wow. And Sabot cancels all of Toro's opener with their PC.
Quick break here from Toro puts the Bulge up at the top, but they find the down stack. They need to work through this. This is great defense here. Toro finding a 24 spike, and even though there's that S misrep, I don't think there's anything Sebulch can do, and that's going to bring it to match point.
And we definitely know why Toro is first seed now.
Oh, for sure. It's kind of funny now knowing that this is how they're playing and their rank is X. Wonder what they're doing in TL if that's the case here.
Yep. I know I have been like talking to some of the top ranked players and they have said that Toro is just experiencing, and actually that's going to be game.
That is game. Yeah, Toro definitely very strong showing in that set.
Very, very, very.
All right, and I believe we're going to go down to the loser's side of the bracket here. And we will get our matchup ready to go in just a moment. Yeah, it does appear that we will be moving to the loser's side. All right. And then Cove has a different nickname that they prefer to be called by, right? I know that they have a preference. Yes, there we go. There we go. Thank you.
Of course.
Yeah, so this is going to be Gotcha versus Haunt. It's always kind of confusing when both players go by a different name than their usernames, but I think a lot of the viewers are familiar with these two, so hopefully it won't get too confusing. All right, and Gotcha with the stick spin. This Dragonite Haunt is just going for the LST. Haunt pushed up to the top here. Gotcha with some interesting stacking here, kind of down stacking to get out of it, and a little bit of cheese down lower that they're going to have to get into. And a 23 spike from Gotcha puts Haunt up at the top and no down stack to be found, and that is our warm-up. All right, and we are ready to go.
We have Haunt on the left and Gotcha on the right.
Ooh, that is a fast spike there from Gotcha. Dragonite trying to find PCs there. Haunt trying to find PCs. I'm going to get used to this eventually, but Gotcha finds the spike there as Haunt is trying to find those PCs. Yeah, PCs don't do much anymore. Kind of sad.
both players doing SDBC. Hunt doing stick spin. And now both players are stalling.
Yeah, both players want the other to send, and so we're gonna sit here in awkwardness until somebody. Oh my god, Haunt just typed, "How's the weather?"
What a match, y'all.
All right, somebody's gotta do something.
Come on.
So both paste in the dictionary definition for stall in the match chat. Thank you for that. Thank you so much for that. And we are back off again.
And it looks like Gotcha missed drop. Yeah.
Yeah, I think a couple of misdrops in there. Led
Was
them
that
up at
a
the top of the
40
board.
APM win from Haunt?
Nice. We love to see that. Looking like my games out here. All right. Somebody say I'm KO on Haunt's side over here. Gotcha with quite the break and quite the spike over here as Haunt is trying to work down through it and does not have the Q that they need. Unfortunate, if those S&C pieces had just come a little bit sooner, there would have been a better survival chance there. But alas, we are quickly moving through this set. Both players spiking at the same time, and it kind of cancels out. However, Gotcha does have the back-to-back. They do break it because of these misdrops here, and that's going to slow them down a little bit as Haunt has the chance to do something with this down stack. Quick back-to-back gain and break there from Gotcha. Both players left with a somewhat clean board state. Haunt up at the top, down stacking with this 18 spike and a misdrop immediately after. That's not fun.
It isn't. And it is very rough too.
Haunt with this LST stack over here, this STSD getting ready to go. Just building up that back-to-back. There is that 7, 8.
Ooh, and Dragon Knight's board, Haunt's board is definitely not good.
Not good. Committing just a little bit too hard to that back-to-back there.
Yep, and Gotcha just absolutely taking advantage of that.
More LST here from Haunts. Some all spins to keep it going with this down stack here as Gotcha has a pretty messy board that they have to work through here. Haunt with quite the eyepiece placement there. Does not look intentional. And they are up at the top and Gotcha finds the kill. Haunt types, welcome to Misdrop City, population me. I like to call out if it's relevant what they're typing in the chat. I think it's one of the fun parts about being in here.
With a prophecy, Gotcha, who's doing a tiny bit of stalling. Just to cancel.
Just a little bit of shenanigans here.
Yep. Of course, definitely not to the extreme that we saw earlier.
So true. That is a
That's
very
a
nice down
pretty
stack with the wait, they had PC. They were ready to send that PC right at the end there. That was sad that they didn't get that. Oh. Oh, sad.
That's still with PC. And Gotcha is now PC looping.
continuing, just still going with this PC looping.
And it looks like they are breaking it now.
Ooh, a DT setup here from Haunt. DT C-spin. I don't know if that was a mishold to
Wow.
not take the T-spin double part of the C-spin.
Oh, not looking
Ooh.
good. And Gotcha finds the kill. And that's why PC sucks.
That is a wild message to type it. 4 loops and didn't kill. That's what Gotcha is typing in the chat right now. That's why they're pausing on their board. That's great. Love that.
With some LSD, but breaks it. You needed a stiff loop.
Ooh, the survival there from Haunt. Finding the T-spin. They're going to
Really
have to be
nice.
on the down stack here. They have the T-piece. Do they have enough? They do not.
The players doing PCO upstack.
Yeah, both just vibing with the center wall right now. And Gotcha sends that 21 spike. That's a lot of cheese on Haunt's board. They don't even
Oh,
get down to the cheese. It's sent to the Shadow Realm too quickly.
both players are doing SDBC. Hunt with a C-spin.
A misdrop there from Haunt is going to slow them down just a little bit here, but Gotcha is striding here, definitely confident in the way that they're playing. Break back to back there and yeah, find the point. Match
And
point
we
here
are
for
now
Gotcha.
at match point for Gotcha. Yep.
Gotcha being a little awkward with the opener phase here. And Haunt's board not looking great either.
I did see the SDBC on Gotcha's side, but I wasn't sure what that continuation really was. Especially since it didn't really build much. Fractal on Han's side. Bit of skimming to get down. And Hunt does manage to get down, but will they manage to be able to survive? And it looks like they'll be able to get out. Oh. The IPs.
Yeah, and that is going to be Gotcha's set here. All right, we are going to stay in loser's bracket here. Tato versus Indopak. Lovely. All right, in this matchup here, seed 6 versus seed 7, very close in seeding. And our players are in the lobby, and they are going to get this warm-up started.
Alright. Not exactly sure what that opener was from Indopoc, but it did cause an eye dependency. And Indopoc with quite a bit of cheese.
Yeah, Innipock on the down stack right here as Potato finds that back-to-back and sends it. Yeah, I was gonna say there is a continuation there. There is survival. I think they were just trying to find which survival they wanted to go with because there were at least a couple.
That does make sense.
Potato
And,
building up this back-to-back here and
yeah,
sending a 17 spike.
and Indopoc is KO'd by Potato.
And that is our warm-up here.
And by the way, for y'all in the Twitch chat who think I'm a kid, I am not a kid. I mean,
Nope.
nope.
Nope, that's just her voice. We're
Yeah,
out here, we're vibing,
me.
not a kid.
Not a kid. I'm not even sure why I have to say this.
Veggie's a U rank player and not a kid, in case you were
Definitely
wondering.
not a kid.
Not a kid. All right, Potato up at the top here, forced to break back to back. All right, MKO versus Stickspin here as Indopoc is plonking this a little bit. Just a little plonking. Ooh, and a misdrop there from Potato is going to slow them down a little bit. They break back to back here.
They do recover it quite nicely though. And we do see a break from Potato. Indopoc does survive and now Potato is at the top of the board.
That's going to be a second point for Potato.
And a misstop right off the bat from Indopoc. It's not looking good for them.
That's a tough one. Not easy to recover. They find it survival for a little bit, but yeah, not enough.
And oh no, Indopoc, yet another misstop.
Oh yeah, and those misdrops are compounding here. A little bit of modern art on the board, but that's what happens when misdrops chain.
They're building secret grade.
Indofoc types in the match chat, wait, I'm still playing Balatro, it seems. Don't know if that's running in the background or if they're like saying that about their board state.
Potato with a surge of 16 and breaks. Strategically.
Indofoc with a little bit of survival there, but not quite enough.
It looks like Indopoc was going for 4 white, except that they messed up the building part of it.
Oh no. Oh, unfortunate stack there.
Very unfortunate. the players with PKI. Potato, it seems they're going for LST. Always love to see that.
Ooh, Potato
Oh,
sending this here, and yeah, just not
I
the
don't know
board
if you
state. For
saw
Indo-Pak.
on Indopak's board, the O piece was stuck.
Oh, I see, I see. Yeah, those O pieces, not fun to deal with.
Mm-hmm.
They
I
rarely
always,
behave.
oh no, and more misdrops from Indopak. What was going
Yeah,
on the
not
Potato's board?
yeah, not entirely sure, but it's working out for them here. Indo-Pak finding their stride a little bit here. A little bit of a misdrop with that S piece, and
Potato also has a misdrop.
Indo-Pak looking to find their first point here. Things are looking good for them, but Potato's finding these down stacks. How long can they survive? All right, they're finding that down stack as Indo-Pak is trying to build up that 3-6 up stack. Finds the back-to-back, breaks it, but Potato is unharmed.
And Potato breaks theirs, Indopak on their way down as well. Indopak is knocked out. I was gonna say their board looks not very good.
Yeah,
I don't know if you
wild
saw
that. Wait, yeah, go
at
ahead.
the start of the match, on Potato's board, the right side of their board, all the eyepieces, they were like stacked up.
Yeah, sometimes they just have a spot and they just go there. But that was wild that it looked like that was
Yeah,
Indopak's round and Potato still brought it back. That has got to be tough to deal with.
that was.
Potato with this fractal here going to break that back-to-back with some all spins along the way. Very smart moves. Very nice all spins to continue that back-to-back there.
Yes,
I will be
very.
using that Jace the L kick and in the that was cute. I'm gonna use that one. Oh
We
no, the
have
four wide.
Provide on Indopok side with a 23 spike, which
It
gives
worked.
them their first point.
Dude,
Wow.
I had someone 52 spike me with a four wide in SS rank yesterday and I almost
Oh
cried.
no. No.
We had just both stopped playing. I don't remember if it may have been 53. It was over 50. It was rough. Not looking good, but
Wow.
yeah, that's going to be Indopak's first point here. Sometimes the four wide works.
No sweet. And we see the 14 surge on Potato's board, which they ended up breaking, and they did have a down stack there, but they misdropped their IPs, which very unfortunate.
Potato with this LST here. Or was it
Always love to
6-3?
see that.
Yeah.
I think it was 6-3, or it might
Yeah.
have been interval LST.
Mm. Inupak not looking great up at the top here with that -18 looming as they're just trying to downstack. There's that ding.
Now, wow, 25.
And at this point, is Potato just messing around or... There they go.
And there's that nuclear bomb.
And I think now we're just waiting.
Yeah,
Not really
yeah.
much you can do there.
We are now at match point for Potato.
Potato is just spamming out this back-to-back. Inupak does break, and that's going to force Potato to break as well. But Potato has a pretty rough board state to downstack through right now.
That's quite a bit of cheese there.
Yeah, and both players going back and forth. Inifok here with the side well. Nice cut copy setup, but they do not get to take it, and that is game. Just unfortunate timing on that last point, but very well played from Potato.
Yes, very well played.
All right, so I believe, yeah, that is it for our losers bracket for now. And
Oh,
or is it? Well, you know what? We'll find out when you do. Actually, let me see.
I think it's winner's bracket.
Yeah, it does look like it.
Yep, because I think it's Cove versus Rocket.
Right, and it looks like our players are in the lobby here. Double pro match, so true, so true. Yep. And we're gonna have Gotcha versus Rocket here. And it looks like our players would like a warm-up, so we will get that going here. MS2 versus Stickspin here. Both playing very fast.
Yes. We have Gacha on the left. Mythical Rocket on the right, and Gacha takes the warm-up round.
All right, and we are off here in this first 2-11. More Stickspin versus MS2. Mythical Rocket up at the top of the board, and Gotcha does find that first point. PC there from Rocket, and Gotcha's board stayed a little bit awkward there, but they work through it, they fix everything, and they find some T-spins, another misdrop to follow it up, but it does not matter because Rocket covers their well, and that is a second point for Gotcha.
And, Mythical Rocket with MS2, Gacha with TCO upstack. 27 spike from Gacha.
Yeah, Rocket's board not looking great.
With quite a bit of cheese.
Yeah, for sure.
I would not want to downstack that.
Nope.
But it looks like they got through that pretty cleanly.
Ooh, and no downstack quick enough there for Rocket.
Gacha had the follow-up pressure.
Yeah, sometimes that follow-up is what is most important, and that is a very good example of it there. Both players set off their C-spins here. Gotcha finds that back-to-back, breaks it in a 21 spike. Yeah. This is a fast 4-0. A lot of these games going by fairly quickly.
Yeah, really. Didn't count the 4 on Mythical Rocket side. And Gacha looks like they're just building up back to back. And as soon as I say that, they immediately break it.
And Mythical Rocket finds their first point.
Very nice spike. The players doing 6 spins.
Identical openers. Always interesting to see. And, ooh, the misdrop. No.
That was very hard to watch.
That was hard to watch. And if you've wondered why players plonk, that's kind of a good explanation as to why. That's a good example.
Canceling or what? And an early surge break from Gotcha. Oh, that just sent quite a bit of cheese towards Mystic Rocket. And we have a TPC against TPI.
There's a lot of cheese on Gotcha's board here. Both players on the down stack. Rocket finding a 19 spike that puts Gotcha up at the top, and that is going to be a second point there for Rocket.
Very nice play from Rocket, taking advantage of Gotcha's cheese to get the counter spike in.
Ooh, and unfortunate board state there up the top is going to give Gotcha another quick point.
Gotcha is definitely board watching.
Oh yeah, and it's definitely paying off here.
Yeah. That was almost identical to what I was gonna say.
Nice floatings here from Gotcha. That's just nice stacking in general there from Gotcha. Very clean.
Yes, and I can definitely learn from that too.
Ooh, and Rocket with that J miss drop is going to have the J spin to fix it. Rocket, do they have the pieces they need? They do not. That I and T piece could not come fast enough in the queue, and that is going to give Gotcha another point here in this first to 11. Ooh, and Rocket misdrops their opener again here, and that's going to give Gotcha a chance to push them up to the top, and another quick point in their favor.
Wow. Definitely a lot of quick matches in Gotcha's favor.
One would call that opener maining, but I don't really think that's the case here. I don't think it's just the opener, especially considering Gotcha just misdropped that opener pretty badly right there. And still Rocket's up at the top of the board with the non-ideal board state. Yep.
I would say it's strategic use of the opener, and that's putting Gotcha at match point.
Ooh, the 19 spike there from Gotcha puts Rocket up at the top. Can Rocket get the piece they need to downstack? They do for now, but what in the board state were you doing?
I think
Did you see that?
accidentally they accidentally hard dropped their T piece, and then they also had an I dependency on the right with Skyrobe.
And yeah, that'll do it. Another point for Rocket here, but that spike from Gotcha, that 31, is going to be lights.
Definitely very incredible.
All right, and so we are going to see Gotcha move on in that bracket here. Rocket dropping down to that loser's bracket.
And Gotcha moving on.
Yeah, I saw that someone asked in chat again, isn't Rocket also the fastest sector in the world? I mean, there's one thing about pushing the buttons fast, but you also have to make the decisions fast, which in my opinion is the harder of the two. Tried your best, you did a great job. All right, so you're going
You
to...
did. I mean, I'm pretty sure I can say this for both of us, but neither of us are even close to achieving that level
Oh, you could absolutely say that
gameplay.
for me. I struggle to TKI sometimes, but it's fine. We're gonna drop down to losers bracket here. Savolch versus Potato. Two players we have seen play before, but not each other.
Seed 5 versus Seed 6.
Yeah, Potato with the pretty significant speed gap here. A lot of stats going towards Potato. So we will see how this goes. Using the PCO stack to just spam all spins is insane, by the way.
I think their playstyles are definitely like pretty opposite of each other. Especially since like Sabolch is more on the defensive side. Well, actually, I wouldn't say like complete opposites, but like when it comes to the defensive end of the spectrum, they're pretty opposite of each other.
Yeah, one of the things I'll often say to newer players is that the higher up you go, the less diversity you'll see in play styles. Like, I don't know if you've ever just like spectated B rank or C rank matches that your friends are playing. People do the wildest things in there. People say like, "Oh, how do I get to S minus?" I'm like, "You could do anything. Anything if you do it well enough will get you to S minus." But that just becomes less and less the case at the higher ranks. So it is still cool to see diversity in play style at this high of the caliber of gameplay.
Yes, it really is. I mean, the farther up you go, you usually just see the same few sorts of playstyles when we're putting it in broader terms. And a misdrop from Potato. That's going to give Sabolch the first point.
LST here from Sabolch.
Yes, always love to see that.
Always
looking pretty clean too.
Yeah, both players building up that back-to-back here. Sabolch is the first to break. Potato breaks right after, and that's going to leave a teeny bit of cheese on Potato's board that they're going to down stack through right now.
Sabolch is building a back-to-back yet again.
Both players with some nice spikes here that get canceled out. Potato with a bit of garbage incoming. They're going to have to down stack through this. Ooh, Sabolch up at the top, and that eye misdrop. There wasn't too much survival afterwards, but the eye misdrop does seal their fate.
I definitely see Sabolch sticking their more defensive sort of playstyle there and not giving Potato room to build any back-to-back. And both players are currently doing LST, which I always love to see.
Yeah, clean LST is something that's much more difficult to maintain than it looks, I will say. So it's always nice to see it executed well here. Potato with some all spins. Just the random eye spins are insane in the best way.
Yes, very, very. And Potato is definitely very, very good at all spinning.
PCO stack from both of them, but Potato's using it for the all spins. Sebulch a little bit slower with their start.
I assumed that was a misdrop from Potatoes, but they turned it into one of the craziest dolphins setups
That
I've
is
seen.
such a greedy Imperial Cross from Potato there. Sebulch gets that J piece over, or the Z piece over to where it needed to go, and they're on the down stack now, but still not looking great underneath everything here. And do they have survival for a little bit, but not enough? Right. This -10 over on Sebulch's board, but Potato is slowing down a little bit, and they break their back-to-back with a 22 spike. Potato up high on this board right now, trying to find a down stack. A little bit of hesitation. They find the beginning of this down stack, but Sebulch is layering on this damage.
Sabot building up Surge right now with a Surge of 9, 10, and you see the red on Potato's board, but they managed to get through it. Ooh, and a missed job from Sabot.
Okay, now the message Carrot comms in chat is making me think. Carrot describes me because I have red hair, and it describes you because you're a vegetable.
Yeah! Wow!
That's good. That's a good message. Okay.
That is good.
That's good. That we're gonna keep using that. All right. So Sebulch plonking their TKI here. I don't know if that's what they were going for with that message, but that's what I'm interpreting it as. All right. So Potato is either plonking or has DC'd. It is looking like a DC.
Oh no.
No. Sebulch's just using this time to stay warm and practice keeping their back-to-back. And there's the DC.
There's the DC.
And we are going to get our players back in this lobby here, and we will let you know what is going on when we do.
I see Potato typing in Twitch chat, so I'm not entirely sure what's going on here.
Sometimes your internet just hates you. Sometimes my cat steps on my PC and DCs me from TL matches. Yeah, he's staring at me right now. Get your no, don't come over here. Stay sitting in the garbage can and staring at me. Sabotage, I know, he just doesn't want me to win.
I will take this time to drink some water then.
I will do the same. Yeah, gotta stay hydrated. Chat, drink your water. Stay hydrated. Alright, so...
Is it said that they are reconnecting?
And it looks like they're going to start at 1-5 as the scoreline. So we will see how they choose to do that. And we will try to keep track of score here. So 5-1 Potato. So we're turning this to a first to 10 and having Sabolch top out 4 times. So Sabolch, yeah, had typed that they didn't want you to have the point. They're saying, nah, run it back. So yeah. Almost there. Lovely.
Veggie, get more chalky milk when?
I love the chalky milk. All right. So now we're off in this now first to 10. Opener plonking, as usual.
Potato's board state not looking so good, but recovered it, kind of, with the Elspin triple.
That's going to be a point for Sabolch here. More stick spin versus MKO. Sabolch starting a mini 4-wide there, but it's not really looking like it did too much as Potato's just spamming out this back-to-back and spamming out this damage. Sabolch with a little bit of hesitation, but they eventually find the down stack.
Potato with a surge of 10 that they immediately break.
Sabolch up at the top of the board, finding the fancy way down, I would say, as Potato is just still going with this back-to-back. There's that -8, some all spins there from Potato, and I love these all spins to set up the T-spins.
I don't
They
know
are
if you saw
so
that
creative.
ice drop on Sabolch's side, but that really hurt.
Unfortunate. Did not see that when I looked at the stream with the 2-second delay, so it must have happened earlier than
yeah,
that.
it did.
Ooh, speaking of misdrops.
That was not good on Potato's side.
They recover. That's going to give Sabolch a little bit of time here. And this is an interesting board state from Sabolch as they're going for a 9-0. Potato now putting on the pressure from the bottom of the board with these T-spins. Sabolch breaks in a 20 spike. What in the all spins is going on Potato's side? Well, they get out with it.
Absolutely no idea.
Yeah, I'm just not getting punished for it. So, you know what? If it works, it works.
I definitely think they were trying to punish Sabolch, but it didn't end up working out.
Ooh, Sabolch with the 21 spike. That is going to force Potato to break. That is exactly what Sabolch wanted with that spike. Copy setup from Sabolch's. Potato is trying to downstack this. A little bit of a combo from Sabolch is going to put a little bit of cheese on Potato's board as they misdrop.
And Potato just skimming to see if they can get a better board state.
Ooh, misdrop from Potato as Sabolch finds that back-to-back. Potato's trying to get through this. They see the -8.
Sabolch, oh. Oh, and this is first attempt? Oh, I can't.
Yeah, technically in the first 2-11 scoreline, it is 3-6 right now.
Oh, yeah.
Sabolch with the LST taking their time to try to figure everything out, but that's working against them. They have the survival. Potato's board is not in the best state to punish this, and Sabolch finds the down stack. Do they find the point here? And they do.
No. And we have TK on Sabolch's side and STPC spin on Potato's side.
Sabolch slowing down to try to find that back-to-back, but they do not find a way to keep it. Now looking like a little bit of plonking on their side here.
Potatoes now at a surge of 11, 12, 13, and breaks it. The bolt finds the down stack. And Potato looks like they weren't able to follow up.
24 spike from Sabolch is going to push Potato up to the top, and they are not able to get that O piece over to where they want it, and Sabolch is close to tying this back up.
Wow. It's absolutely amazing to see how well Sabolch has been adjusting to Potato's playstyle.
Yeah, maybe the break gave them a little bit of time to think. Maybe it helped them out here. Sabolch plonking, Potato recognizing that they're plonking, says that they don't care and is just going to let Sabolch down stack, but Potato's board is not great. They find the eyepiece they need time. That's great recovery. That is amazing recovery there from Potato's side.
Very nice, very nice. And Sabolch looks like they'll be in a bit of trouble. Will they be able to get out? Yes.
Yeah. This is close. And a nice recovery from Sabolch here. This is very well played from both sides right now. Ooh.
That's going to tie things up.
Wow, exciting. SDP C-spin over here from Potato. Sabolch just down stacking through the garbage. Sometimes it works as an opener. Thank you so much, Potato. Yes, thank you. Plus 10 style points for that one. All right, so Sabolch is using their all spins over here. Do they have an out? They do not.
What looks like to be a misdrop from Potato, but they did manage to fix it very nicely. Sabolch still going in with LST. Oh, and a break from Sabolch. Potato with that all spin. Sabolch at a surge of 13, and Potato is the first to break their surge.
Yeah, this is a messy board state, but a nice surge spike, and Sabolch staying in this. LST from both sides as Potato misdrops that.
Oh,
another misdrop from
misdrop.
Potato. Yeah. Sabolch is using this time to build up that back-to-back. There we see that 8. A little bit of plonking.
A little bit of stalling, yes. And Potato's board state, I think they knew they were doomed there.
A little OP swiggle of there's nothing better to do in this situation.
Yep.
Fractal setup on Potato's board, and they use that to find a small spike and continue on with this very clean stacking.
Sabolch with quite the well here.
Yeah, and they make good use of it. Ooh, they break back-to-back there.
Back-to-back, yes.
And that's a lot of cheese on Potato's board. They have their work cut out for them here. The combo down stack, pushed right back up to the top yet again.
Sabolch really keeping up the pressure.
Bolts with that 10 back-to-back, but Potato is pressuring them, and it doesn't even see their board there. Very nice pressure. Bolts with a 20
Bolts
spike
with
is going to
20
force
spike.
Potato to break.
Wow.
Yeah, very well done.
And Potato now with quite a bit of cheese on their board. Manages to downstock it very nicely.
Ooh, Bolts decided to not take the C-spin setup there, but I understand. I understand.
Potato getting through the majority of their cheese, and now Bolts was the one with the cheese. Potato just all spinning here.
Yeah, and there's that break.
They're back. They're back. They breaks their back.
Yeah, I'm all spinning to get that back and then breaking it for that cheese, but it doesn't really see Bolts' board here. And they continue on with some very nice all spins to cheese up Potato's board a little bit. Potato sends it back.
Potato without a down stack. And Bolts takes another point.
Bolts being pushed up to the top early on here as Potato is trying to pressure. Bolts having to downstack here, not exactly getting T-spins, so they want that eye miss drop. Unfortunately, they put that eye flat when they wanted to use it for the downstack, but they find their way out. They stay alive, and Potato with the messy stack is up at the top here. And this is match point for Bolts.
Wow, the comeback is absolutely incredible.
Yeah, Bolts just has to close this out here. I think Potato knows that they have the ability to bring this back, but they misdrop a T-spin, and Bolts is definitely playing extremely well.
Yes, Bolts is playing phenomenally.
Ooh, the 20 spike there. Potato breaks. Are they going to find their will in time? They don't. And that is going to be game for Bolts there. Wow.
Wow.
Love to see a comeback.
And a very nice one, indeed.
Yeah, that's going to be it for that matchup. A little bit of a pause in the center. But we're getting towards the end of the bracket, so this is where you kind of have to, there's at least one point where you have to stay with the losers bracket and make somebody play 2 matches in a row, but I think that's going to be later, and that we're gonna pop back up to the losers bracket, or the winners bracket. 5-1 before DC, 2-10 after DC, stupid Wi-Fi. Yeah, Wi-Fi sucks, man. I got a pretty good connection when I still lived in my parents' house in college, with a range extender on their Wi-Fi, and then you can pull an Ethernet cable from that, and it actually was really good. With just on Wi-Fi, I was getting like 0.25 down, and with the range extender in the exact same spot pulling from the Ethernet, I was getting like 100 down for some reason. So highly recommend that for your setups if you have the ability. I think those things are like $30. It was one of the best decisions I made. But yeah, we're going to pop back up to winners here for Toro versus Alkaline. C1 versus C2. You've beef with range extenders? Oh no, what did they do to you?
Oh,
I mean,
no.
Yeah, I mean, like, I didn't get Wi-Fi in half of my room, and it was COVID, and I was trying to do college from there. So the range extender was my saving grace. Randomly decided to blow up. Yeah. I couldn't log onto a Zoom call from my desk without that thing. I just had to take them in my bed, and if I closed my door, I got no Wi-Fi. So that, yeah, the range extender saved me from that. Love that. But anyways, we're off in this warm-up as Alkaline is forwarding and Torvo is doing PCO stack. They don't take the PCO, and they're just going to all spin this here. Love to see that. don't really know what Toro is doing with their board, but they break back to back, and Alkaline is still on that combo.
I'm not sure what Toro is doing with their board either.
Interesting SDSD setup from Toro. Are they going to reach for the second T-piece? They do. And then the SDSD setup with the T-piece. Honestly, this is chaotic in the best way.
Toro with quite the series here.
Toro with that forecasted C-spin. Plonking. Love to see it. Break the back-to-back now. No, you're not going to break it? You're going to keep this going? I'm like, this is one of the few players that is playing slow enough where I can understand what's going on at the speed that it's going on. What are you doing? Oh my god. That was something. I'll just say that was something.
That was.
Now, unfortunately, that's just the warm-up. Honestly, a pretty good warm-up, all things considered.
I'm pretty excited to see what the match is going to be like.
Yeah, still just kind of opener gaming here, but Toro has these all spins and Alkaline, that Z miss drop, unfortunate.
And a misdraw. God.
Yeah, Toro with an interesting cut copy, and they use that to maintain their back-to-back. They break with that. Yeah, again, good board watching.
Toro definitely has some of the better board watching.
I thought that was a misdrop, but nope, that was just part of the opener. There are so many C-spin openers that I can't remember them all, but I don't think I've seen this one before.
I'm not entirely sure what it's called either.
I only really know MS2 and Dot Cannon by looking at them. Everything else, I do not know the name of.
I mean, there's MS2, Dot Cannon, and if we're counting the SCPC 1116.
Yeah, I guess I was referring to openers that just do a C-spin and nothing else.
Okay. I think triple double is also another one.
Yeah, okay.
I'm not sure. I might be misremembering though.
Quick 4-0 for Toro. I think it also gets confusing because different games will call the same opener different things.
Yeah,
every
that too.
TV opening is the same cold take. Yeah, I agree with you. It's just kind of interesting that I noticed that I haven't seen this one before, but all right. Both players with that back-to-back. Toro just dealing with that incoming damage without breaking that back-to-back. I think that's one of their most impressive parts of their gameplay is the fact that they just don't break back-to-back. There they go.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
And Alkaline was just sent to the moon. I'm not exactly sure what Alkaline is doing, just freestyling, I'm pretty sure.
Some very nice all spinning from Alkaline here.
Early back-to-back break from Alkaline, but Toro cancelled pretty much everything.
Ooh, and a misdraw from Toro.
Wow.
Can Alkaline pressure off of this? Yes, finds the point.
Alkaline with PCO upstack, Turo with MS2. And we now have stalling. This is Tetrio, guys.
Yep, this is top tier gameplay, guys. This is how you're supposed to play the game.
Yep.
Toro maintaining that back-to-back, that -11 looming on Alkaline's board. As Toro is forced to break, they don't have an amazing follow-up, and they have an eye misdrop directly over the well and just give up. Lovely that they just... that was really funny with the O piece and how it just like nestled itself in there. That's never gonna fail to entertain me. I swear. Oh no, Toro, what are we doing? That T-spin is just so far buried. We got it back? We're back? All right, Alkaline forced to downstack this here, finding the T-spin single on the way down, continuing to keep this going.
Yes.
But there is that -13 that's just sitting there. Not a pretty sight.
Toro. Eye dependency.
Ooh, and the eye misdrop. That is going to be 3 rounds in a row to misdrop. Oh. Toro's biggest enemy is themselves right now, unironically.
I do have to say, at the top of the board, the eye finesse is definitely very, very different.
Eye finesse just in general is the toughest one. Is that mechanical heart? There was just a teeny bit of mechanical heart, I'm pretty sure there. I say someone who doesn't know.
A misdrop on Toro's side. Oh, a nice ice spin. And
they break that back-to-back there. Alkaline breaks at the top of the board here. Kinda net neutral. Nice downstack from Alkaline, but Torvo misdrops. They're forced to break. Toro finds that back-to-back yet again as Alkaline is just kind of on the downstack. That -10 appears on the board. It just feels like Toro is able to get that back-to-back built so quickly. Like, it feels like they go from 4 to 10 in just half a second.
Their all-spin is very, very clean.
Yeah, and that is definitely making the difference here. Don't really know if they're doing this just for funsies, but they're just sitting there with that 31 back-to-back ready to go. What you gonna do? We're gonna just wait for the TPs, not gonna send it.
I'm very, very curious to see what it will.
Oh, the S-spin triple in the middle of it was very necessary. Nice job. All right, so 39.
40. Oh my gosh.
Toro, this is unnecessary. Okay, there it is.
The 60.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
There's like a cap on how much garbage you can just have on there's like a board height. There's a maximum board height. Yeah. So like you can only really do so much. Heart shapes are just really common and really good. Okay. Understandable. I just want to make sure I wasn't calling that out wrong. So I think that meant that I was right. Alkaline breaking up at the top of the board there with a nice downstack to follow up. It was worth it. Yeah, it kind of was. It was funny. Okay.
Toro.
Toro continues to be their own worst enemy here.
Toro with MS2. Alkaline with STPC.
Alkaline breaks in a 27 spike and a PC, but Toro doesn't even have to break back-to-back. They break it then when Alkaline has their well covered. Definitely feels like board watching.
Very strategic break because once Alkaline took the PC, they had nothing to counter with.
Yeah, so true.
And Alkaline now SDPC DPC looping.
Alkaline breaks up the top of the board here. I've heard some players say that, you know, you got to break the back-to-back at some point. You got to put it down. But it feels like Toro is just able to always find an extension on that back-to-back, whereas Alkaline is more operating off of that. Ooh, the 1 in 10. Ooh, Toro just got 1 in 10 by their STSD. Sorry. And that killed them. That's insane. But it definitely feels like Torvo is the kind of player that can just nonstop find a way to continue their back-to-back, whereas, yeah, Alkaline is operating more on the, you know, you got to break it at some point opportunity or, like, rule set.
Yeah, I see that. I see that. Toro with the fractal. And the 20 spike.
Insane spike without breaking back-to-back there, and that's, yeah, going to find the point for Toro here. Toro breaks up the top of the board here, finds the downstack with a 32 spike. That is insane.
Wow, and quite the cheese on Alkaline's board too.
That is a wild find on that spike.
Yes, very. Toro with MS2, Alkaline with SDPC.
Yeah, Alkaline hesitating a little bit here as Torvo is building up this back-to-back. Counting to 4 to continue this here. They do break. Alkaline slowing down a little bit to get these spins set up. Finding the down stack in time as Torvo finds that back-to-back yet again. Is just 9-0 stacking this.
And
They do have to
Toro
break.
got a bit greedy there.
Yeah, just a little bit. The green has
Yeah.
definitely been getting the best of them in this set, but not enough to make them stop. Nice all spins there from Alkaline.
And the 20 spike from Toro.
The way that Toro is forecasting these T-spins is wild, by the way.
Yeah, it really is. Their T-spin vision is amazing. Very nice SDSP.
Alkaline breaks. Toro accepts. And continues trying to
Alkaline
build up.
with a
What
huge
all
whip.
spin was that? Oh my god. Okay. Yeah, okay.
Alkaline was able to
Oh.
defend and actually the early break. Oh no!
The J misdrop all the way to the side just seals that for Torova.
Yeah, I saw that. Oh no, and then the third I misdrop from Toro.
They do convert this pretty well. Still stacking with so much confidence here. It is wild. Oh, the 31 spike with that back-to-back break, but
31
Alkaline has the
spike.
down stack. The follow-up kills, though.
Oh. You could definitely tell that Alkaline was prepared to accept the surge, but wasn't prepared for the pressure afterwards.
Yeah. Oftentimes the follow-up is what kills, and that's what happened there, but We are continuing with Torbo at match point.
Will we see a comeback from Alkaline?
That all spin into a fractal is pretty. And here they are sitting at 20 back to back. Let's see how high they can get that at this point. Yeah, Toro has definitely showed us why they're rank 1, but at the seed 1, but has also shown us why their X rank is probably misdrops, I would guess, just by that. But very well played. Very exciting to see.
Yes.
That's going to be it for this set. And if people are ready, I do believe I'm stepping off of comms. But yeah,
And
Veggie,
Danny will be
continuing
stepping in for Lyra.
Exciting. I will just stay until Danny gets in here, just in case. But that
All
is.
right.
We're gonna pop down to losers bracket here for our next match. Hang. All right, looks like Danny is ready. So, adios, guys. Have a fun rest of the bracket.
Bye. Hello, hello, Danny.
Hi, can you hear me? Sorry.
Yes, yes.
All right. Well, here we are. I think losers finals is next, or actually losers semis. But hi, everybody. I'm Danny. Thank you for having me, Veggie, and thank you, Lyra, for commenting. You guys were carrying the whole way, and it was some good matches I saw when I was away. Most notably, the Alkaline Nexter versus Mythical Rocket was pretty good. Like a battle of defense versus, I believe, offense. Mythical Rocket is more into the aggressive side. It's really cool to see how the playstyles mix.
It's also very, very interesting too to see how they play in to each other and how the playstyles start to shift. And
yeah, I believe
we have this.
Yeah.
We now have the one match between Sabot and Gacha.
Right. And right off rip, I mean, Gotcha's already just striding the heck out of this. Oh my god, what is this? 4 PPS.
Gacha going very, very fast.
Yeah, and right now, Sabos does have cheese. I mean, it does have like a surge, but at this point, you would probably have to, you have to break it. As Gacha really is more. Oh wait, there is a down stack. Yeah, just not able to get out there. I mean, what can you do against that opening from Gacha? That was actually insane.
Yeah, Gacha is really flexible with their openers.
It really shows right there.
That's it for the warm-up match.
Hmm?
Oh, you can continue.
Yeah, I mean, it shows right there because like Gacha just, I mean, like very confident with the speed of how they opened the game. Just went off to let it rip already. Oh, Sabos having some predicament.
Was that Meg from Gacha? I thought it was the Meg from Gacha.
Wait, really? I didn't see it. I thought Gacha opened up with 6-3.
Yeah. I did see the J and the ZP making the box save.
Yeah, I mean, Meg has become pretty noticeable recently, so it's not surprise,
Yeah, especially. Mhm.
but like
Especially due to neck heart.
yeah. I mean, even though it's been nerfed, I mean, it's still. I mean, people are still going to do it.
And it is still quite powerful as well. And we see the T-spin tower from Gotcha, but it was unsuccessful. And Gotcha says in the chat, my, my greed.
I mean, yeah. I mean, TSD Tower, while your opponent has has like a good board state. I mean, you gotta be careful with that and just pulling a hit.
Mhm.
Right, Gotcha with 12 back to back will break it, and finds the down stack from both side. Nicely done.
Very nice down stack from Sabos.
Both players are neutral right now.
Sabos with a surge of 4 and immediately breaks it as soon as I say that.
Yeah, and right now, Gotcha is at the top right now. Does find an opening, but is still looking to try to build surge. Doesn't find a way, but that was a nice 20 spike to
And
keep on the
they did
pressure.
send quite a bit of cheese towards Gotcha.
Yeah, so it looks like Gotcha was able to counter it. As they're at the way at the bottom now. Does accept some garbage.
I did see Sabos had a spike, but I believe Gotcha had a counter spike ready. And Gotcha is now building up Surge and has the double daggers.
Oh, I like that. I like that tuck from Gotcha. Able to keep the back to back alive and send it over. Doesn't do much to sub bolts
And
though.
a misdrop from Gotcha. They were going to use that T piece for their STSD, but managed to recover it with their I piece.
Yeah, right now Bolt is down stacking this. Still continue to skim, and right now Gotcha is on the offense. We'll try to build
Would
something
definitely
here.
say that Saboch's board state right now is definitely not optimal.
Yeah, it looks like they're still trying to figure out what to do here. As Gotcha, it did have a good back to back going, and ultimately the result of that is Gotcha winning this. They send over their surge over.
Oh, and a T-spin misdrop from Sabot.
Yeah, it looks like Gotcha is going to capitalize of it. Oh, I mean, I don't think they would have gotten to the O piece in time, but I like how they were going for. But I mean, with that garbage, with accepting that garbage, I mean, it was just enough to just top them out.
Yeah.
Oh, and that nasty spike for a Gotcha. So that would put Bulks a bit at the top. It's not in trouble though, as they do have some clean. But right now, Gotcha does have garbage. It's not looking good. Oh, yeah. They did have the cut copy there though, but they did misdrop it and wasn't able to reach the TSD setup in time.
Mhm. What is going on?
Wait, what the? Wait, what is that? What was that conversion from the both side?
I have absolutely no idea.
Like just accepting the garbage and
Oh my
then being
goodness.
blessed. Honestly, honestly, we take those. Golden or Gotcha is a bit on the offense, does break a bit of it. Both with that eyepiece misdrop, not looking good. Was gonna try to clean it up, but right now they're trying to think of what they're going to do here.
Mhm.
Looks like both players are trying to figure out their stack. Oh, the nasty spike from Gotcha will put bolts
Wow.
on the brinks. That was a nice spike. It's 2-4.
And Saboch with the LST. I really love LST. Saboch with quite a nice web here. Gotcha might be in a bit of trouble, and Saboch pulls off another point.
Yeah, able to get Gotcha caught off guard. Both having quite a lot of conversion there. A good conversion to to be able to pressure Gotcha.
Right?
And oh, I was gonna say they did it
And
again,
Saboch
but
is definitely doing a pretty good job in pushing Gotcha last round.
yeah, and it's showing right here right now as suppose this send them a bit of a spike, but Gotcha was quick to retaliate.
Especially since Gotcha is not able to really build up any back-to-back.
Yeah, I
Saboch near
mean,
the top of their board, and yeah.
yeah, just not enough room there. Yeah, I mean, like you said, you're right. I mean, Gotcha, like from what I noticed is that despite their back to back not quite working, they're still able to find ways to pressure. Like whether it's like down stacking to a conversion, it works out for them in the end, and it's showing right here.
And this stalling from Saboch just really didn't pay off there. I find that Saboch is really good at adjusting to people's playstyle.
Yeah, right now
Now,
they're going
wow, with
for
a very
PPS.
6-3 well. And breaks back to back. They did send some cheese, but Gotcha ended up canceling it. Gotcha now with an SDSD.
Yeah, nice conversion there from Gotcha once again. That will
Very, very
have
nice.
that will have
Saboch was not
bulls.
able to cancel the cheese, and
Oh, that clutch!
oh,
Wait, is
I
there
thought
an
this
out?
was for
There's
there.
an out.
Is
Yo,
Saboch
let's
out
go.
of it?
Let's go.
Oh
What an
my
insane survival
goodness.
from what an absolute insane survival with that clutch clear, following up with an escape. And now
That was
Sabos will try
insane.
to put Gotcha on the brakes.
Saboch breaks their surge. Gotcha with a bit of a messy board state. They definitely have a line of clean, but they do have some cheese as well. And Gotcha with a 22 spike.
Yeah, right now, Gotcha is still trying to figure out their stack. Meanwhile, the Bulls is trying to do something here. Although I think both players are trying to figure out their stack right now, but Sabal does have a
Yeah,
nice clean to work with.
Gotcha did miss drop there, and Sabolt spikes
Oh,
him.
yeah. Nice play from Sabal, so I mean, that survival was absolutely insane. I think that might have ticked off Gotcha a little bit, as in moments when the player has a survival. I mean, you have to quickly change. You have to quickly adjust to what they're doing now.
Alright. And, yep. Gotcha with a 25 spike. Sabolt was able to survive it though, but was killed by the follow-up.
Gotcha not letting Sabal slide this one again. We'll take a 7-4 lead.
Sabolt with a bit of LST. It looks like they're gonna break due to Gotcha's pressure. Sabolt being a bit greedy right now. But
Yeah.
manages to get down, and now Gotcha's the one in trouble. And Sabolt takes another point.
What a quick turnaround for Sabal there. Like,
Yeah,
it's really, yeah. Now that makes it 7-5. Sabal's creeping their way back up. We'll see what they do here. Because right now, I have to try to figure out something.
Gotcha with a 19 spike that Sabolt was not able to cancel. And Sabolt missed draws.
Oh, that misdrop will be fatal right there.
Oh,
Yes, as Gacha had a 9-0, just ready to just upstack.
the Sabolt tax. Gotcha with the extended.
Oh. All right, Bolt's waiting a little bit there. It does have
Sabolt
to waste
had
that
a
G.
fractal. Yeah.
Yeah, but it does follow up with a combo. I mean, won't do much. It's
A
only a
small
little,
3
but
line. Yep.
Gotcha ending up having to cancel that. But still still finding these setups regardless. I know Gotcha's trying to build something here. Nice fractal right there. Excuse
Mhm.
me, English.
So good. English is hard, and wording is hard. And
Yeah,
Sabolt now has quite a bit of cheese on their board. While Gotcha continues to pressure them, it's not looking good for Sabolt. And Gotcha gets another point.
at the constant pressure from Gotcha there. I think both was trying to figure out their board right there. I mean
Yeah,
with Gotcha's constant pressure, I mean it will be troubling to try to find an appropriate setting for the stack, but yeah. Also,
Gotcha
thank you
with
for
the
the raid,
fractal.
Firestorm.
Falling. Oh yes, thank you, thank you. And Gotcha's now at match point.
Yeah, and Gotcha after that survival, not letting Sabol slide with this one.
Yes,
Oh, I
Sabolt.
think
Oh, I thought Sabolt was done for there.
yeah, they were quickly able to find a survival, but Gotcha is still letting up that pressure right now. Is still looking to put bolts on the brinks.
Mhm. and Sabotage with a pretty bad board state right there. I think they were trying to see if they could fix it, but weren't able to, and Gotcha releases their surge, and Sabotage looks like they might not be able to have, yep,
Yeah. Oh,
and that's game.
there was a bit of an escape there. Just place
Oh,
that J there, then there was the L coming up. Could have probably escaped, but they were a bit trying they were trying to figure out what to do there as they were kind of thinking like thought process wise. Fortunately, it didn't come up quick, so
mhm.
going to be
It's
game.
all right, Danny. I'm gonna leave because I need to eat food and I need to cook food. And
Yeah, no
so,
worries.
bye, Danny. Good
Thank you
luck.
for commentating. Thank you for
Yeah, of
commentating.
course. Bye.
All right, good luck, good luck. Thank you. Alrighty, so looks like I'll be taking over for solo comms. For those that just came here, welcome, welcome, for Firestorm's raid, and also for those that are new here. My name is Danny. I'm kind of new to commentating, but not too new, so I don't know the hang of things. Welcome to Stratosphere 132, as we are about to get into losers finals. Alkaline next TR versus Cole Cole Holden, also known as Gotcha. And yeah, I mean, from what I've seen, I mean, Alkaline, defensive player, very good at defense. Very good at defense. Also able to to know when to spike and convert when possible. So it'll be interesting to see what Alkaline will be putting up against Gotcha, which we just saw a bit ago, doing just pressuring Sabolt very constantly. So they're probably going to be aggressive in this one, but we'll see how they match up against defense. So this is the more warm up match right now. And Alden is quick to build that back to back. And Alkaline figuring out something here. Oh, that bit of a soft drop kind of slow down their down stack a little. And yeah, Gotcha will take the warm up. Great. I'll be getting to the match right now. First to 11, Gotcha versus Alkaline. Alright, got Alkaline kind of upstack a little bit right there. Wasn't aware of Gotcha already sending garbage. That'll be the first round for this. And right now, oh, I was gonna say Gotcha already had the stack to be able to strike, but they did miss drop. That will probably put a damper for a little bit. We'll see how they play out as they do have to downstack this. Meanwhile, Alkaline has a stack, not the best stack, but it's still enough where they could probably actually no. Yeah, so it's going to be a bit troubling. Oh, all right. I like that take there from Alkaline. I'm setting that piece to the side so that way they're able to get out. Remember that no lockout is a thing, so So use that decision wisely. And right now, Gotcha misdrop a bit on their side, but we'll follow up with a quad, so they'll be fine for now. Alkaline able to get out of the predicament they were just in. And now Gotcha need to react quickly. And Alkaline will send that surge, and that will be enough to top out Gotcha. It's a 1-1 now. 1-1, Alkaline Gotcha head up. Wow, Alkaline was able to react quickly to Gotcha's surge that they just send over. Canceling it out very quickly. And right now, Gotcha is dealing with a misdrop, but it's not too painful a misdrop. But considering with the garbage they have, it probably will be precarious. But they seem to be fine for now. Oh, but that misdrop isn't. Gonna have to interrupt their flow a little bit. Right now, they're on the down stack. Oh no, yeah. But not much to get out from there. They did waste their IPs, but I think it was a necessity move to try to clear some mines, but there was no IPs in sight, so that'll be around for Alkaline. And Alkaline is now on the STPC. And Gacha is looking to stride this. But so is Alkaline as well, but they do have to play a little bit defensively to try to mitigate some of the attack, such as said. They will do so right here, but still at the top. Well, just barely almost got out, but Gotcha sent the final blow. It's like Alkaline wasn't aware of that. Right? It's always good to be aware of what the opponent sends. That, you might get out, but you know you gotta check again because they might have something ready to for that just in case. Gotcha at the top, and considering the surge that Alkaline will have, it will probably not be ideal as they misdrop that, and a couple more misdrops from Gotcha. We'll see if they're able to get out of there. It looks like they'll be able to get out of there. So what a nice conversion from Gotcha to be able to open it up. Now both players are on neutral. Alkaline is still looking to build something here, but so is Gotcha as well. Alkaline will cancel the surge, and meanwhile, Gotcha does have 12 and just looking to build up, and they're building up just fine. They will send that surge, and yeah, that will be just enough to top out Alkaline. I like what they did there. Just build a surge and then look over the other person's board and see how the board is doing, and like if it's appropriate to send it off, and then continue on the pressure as well. They do not stop there. It looks like this round wasn't favorable for Gacha this time. They lots of misdrops on there. So get line the point and we'll tie. Coloring building something here. Right now it's back to back 11, 12, and yeah, they will send it over. It's not looking good right now as Alkaline able to escape that. They'll be around for Gotcha there. Alkaline failing that STPC setup. Yeah, but also so is Gotcha as well as they misdropped their opener. And yeah, bit of a trouble at the top, but able to get out of there. It's not looking good for Alkaline right now. Yeah, little misdrop from Gotcha right there, and yeah, not being able to contend with Alkaline's constant pressure right there. That will give Alkaline the round. Tying it up once again. Oh, it looks like the stack wasn't favorable for Alkaline right there as well. Gotcha taking the lead at the 4. All right, nice conversion from Gotcha right there. Yeah, and Alkaline is at the top right now. Doesn't have the right pieces to get out there. Just a bit away from the eyepiece, but not able to get in time. Bringing it to a 2-point lead. Gotcha and Alkaline. And Alkaline continuing the pressure that has back-to-back 3, looking to send it to 4. And the misdrops from Gotcha won't do justice. Bring it 6-5. Alkaline looking to try to tie it up again. Alkaline has been known to lock in a little bit later during some sets. So we'll see if Alkaline has it right now. Very nice game option from Alkaline. Gotcha trying to figure out their stack a little bit. Does open it up with a we'll see what they could do there. They down stack it. That opens up another opportunity as well to try to build something here. Looks like they're going for Oh, but with the stack from Alkaline on the side, it'll probably it'll probably cancel Gotcha's opportunity to try to build back the game. We're having an awkward LST stack we were trying to build. They do have to bail on it though. Line, how are you gonna deal with some skimming? But knowing Alkaline, they are good at try to navigate through this. Right now, they are able to navigate through that just easily. That will be a bit troubling for Gacha to break that. Oh, nice 30 spike from Alkaline. That'll put Gacha right there. But Gacha is quickly able to react and find their way. Funny having the stack advantage over Gacha. They're looking to try to build something here. And yeah, with the open well, that will open up opportunity to try to pressure, and Alkaline will cancel that surge, and it's enough to take out Gacha as they're able to follow up with some pressure afterwards, staying it up 6-6. Okay, so I'm stalling right there. Gacha does have as a floater and a fractal there, and Alkaline is looking to time this, and they will. And looks like it was able to backfire successfully as Gotcha had some unfortunate misdrops right there. Taking back the lead. And right now Gotcha is dealing with some misdrops. Oh yeah, that's not what you want to be there. There was nowhere there was nowhere to maneuver the piece to the other side. Fortunately have to give up that round. 6-8 Alkaline. Well, Alkaline accepting that garbage did worked out for them, but Gacha is looking to try to pressure Alkaline as much as they can. That TSD tower from Gacha, and they will misdrop it, but find a way to fix it. Oh my god, what an incredible fix! What that misdrop from Gacha that will not do justice. It didn't work out in the end. It's now a nice score. I like that little confidence for Gotcha there, but unfortunately those misdrops weren't going to do it for Gotcha in the end. Alkaline is inching closer to match point. Alkaline is continuing on with the back-to-back. I'm gonna have to cancel it there. But I love the take right there because Gotcha did have some pressure going on. Alkaline building up some back to back does cancel it, but right now Gacha is in a bit of a predicament. They were in a predicament earlier, but they're able to fix that. It now does have an open well to literally have an opportunity to try to pressure Alkaline. And it's a bit at the top. It's not looking good, but able to find an escape. Now it's just if they're able to counter Alkaline Surge, and they're able to do that just fine. But they are at the top right now. They're having to react quickly, but able to reach the eyepiece in time. And Alkaline is still not letting up with the constant pressure. They're looking to try to take this to that match point. But Gotcha's not going to let that happen. They're going to try to take a point here. And oh wait, there's an out. Alright. There's an out. Let's go. Okay. And Alkaline, yeah, has some misjumps right there. That will give Gotcha the advantage to try to take a point. Gotcha successfully survives all the constant pressure from Alkaline. Scary situation you do not want to be in, especially since if the stack isn't right, but Gotcha not able to manage it very well. Oh, but those misdrops aren't going to do justice. Oh, I'm not sure if that was a misdrop or I think that was probably a misdrop. Yeah, they had the eyepiece one piece away from the eyepiece. They would have gone out of that. Fortunately for Gotcha. The Alkaline's at match point. Winner of this will go to grand finals to face Torawell. Right now, Gotcha is looking to try not to let Alkaline take the win and go on. They're still going to stay alive, trying to pressure. But Alkaline just able to find the out. Oh, but those two mistrusts. Oh, that was not. That wasn't ideal for Thatcher right there. They were trying to they were trying to slide the O piece as quickly as possible to the right, but unfortunately, I mean, in that situation when you're fighting off against constant pressure from Alkaline, I mean, you can only do so much but react quickly, and the react quickly is the cause of like quickly placing pieces very fast, which could sometimes lead to that happening. Fortune for Gotcha. Now Alkaline will move on to face Torawell. GG's to both players. They both play pretty good. Got I mean, Gotcha, despite the misdrops, still able to try to contend with Alkaline. They did have they were at a similar pace at one point, but Alkaline had the upper hand afterwards. Oh yeah. All right. With that said, C1 versus C2. Before you say any questions, about the rank that Torowell has, I mean, so Torowell, according to earlier, is practicing is adapting to a keyboard, so that's why their rank is lower. They were using controller, they were using controller beforehand, so that's why it shows as X rank for them right now. But I mean, I would not let the rank fool you either way because they were dominating this tournament so far with like constant back to backs and this amount of aggressive pressure they you will see right here in a minute as to why. And yeah, Torwell just building up back to back with 24, and there's no escape for Alkaline there, and Torwell will just send it off. And yeah, that will be the first round for Torwell. Bit of trouble trying to spin that eye in, but able to follow up with a nice L spin there. And yeah, Toro having to cancel that. Good take. But they do misrep that T piece. That will oh I don't yeah, there was no way out. Even with the O piece, I mean there was nothing much to be done as they were just one piece away they were one piece away from the eye piece and they were not able to reach it in time. Line will tie it up 1-1. So Torowall will need one win to take the tournament, and Alkaline will need two wins instead to take the tournament. So that means like if Alkaline wins this, there will be a bracket reset. If Torowall wins this, then it's over. It looks like Torowall has a predicament at the top right there. I'm gonna take another point. Map. A bit of upstacking right there from Toro will right there. Alkaline will take advantage of it and capitalize. I mean, yeah, and in this situation, like, especially against Alkaline, because of that, I mean, they're also efficient as well, and they're very quick too. So, I mean, upstacking, you should be careful on upstacking, basically, just in case. Like, look over to your opponent's side and just see if it's like the right move. If I should continue upstacking, basically. So right now, Alkaline has a 3-point lead against Torawa. It's off to a strong start for Alkaline right now. But we'll see what Torawa will do right here. Oh, that's 42! And Alkaline gets out of it. Oh! I should have not said anything. At first, Alkaline was out though, like, tag a whole bit of Torawa's surge there. But the eyepiece, but I mean, but the eyepiece, they were able to escape that with the eyepiece. But then the next eyepiece, well, I mean, those moments when it gets stuck, and yeah, that happens. Akora will take another point of, and it's yeah. The Alkaline was quickly to react with Torowo's misdrops on the left side. That will bring Alkaline to a 3-point lead. So for a strong start for Alkaline right now, Toro will have to try to figure out a way to adjust to Alkaline. They seem like well, certainly they were prepared for this. I mean, wasn't prepared for that though. As yeah, they were caught off guard there. Oh, I like that sequence from Toro right there. Alkaline mistrust that eye piece. I don't think that was intended right there. But I think Alkaline will live for now, as they were able to quickly react to the surge upcoming and be prepared for it. And now Toro is dealing with some mistrust right now. It looks like they're going to get out of there. What looked like a total mess at the top to Toro will be like, nah, it's all good. It's fine here. Like, yeah, as a result, did not have much of an effect that Alkaline put there. But Alkaline still looking the pressure though. They are at the top though, but they do have a clean well. They do try to down stack right there, which honestly in that situation where my opponent has a good stack, I mean, I would just go for the quad. I mean, I should have not down stack right there. But all right, 4 to 5. Burrow slowly creeping their way back up, trying to take the lead for the first time, or not the first time. Well, looking to take back the lead, as they were down a big chunk earlier. And Torwell is not messing around. They're going to let it rip, building off the chain with 21, 22, 23, and that's enough. 46 spike for Torwell, tying it up. Wowzers. It's really what I'm talking about. Torwell with just that very efficient sequence and able to able to build back to back fast too. I mean it's the pressure that they need to try to pressure Alkaline. Let's see if they're able to build something here. They will send a surge in. Yeah, that's enough to build to take out Alkaline, as there wasn't much to do right there. Alkaline's Alright, Toro takes back the lead. Yeah, we'll see if this will go either to a win for Toro for this tournament or a bracket reset. Seven to five Toro, able to take out Alkaline with that clean sidewell. Alkaline looking to build something here. Toro continuing on with their efficiency, trying to build up surge. And it looks like they're gonna continue going for it, accepting a nice clean garbage, which did cancel there, but yeah, just upped out right there. It just was enough to, yeah, it was enough to try to for the block out. And that greed from Toro right there. And I don't think it wasn't greed, but Alkaline like send a bit of garbage just in time for just in time to top out Toro well right there after the TST. Nice tuck from Torwell. They will let it rip with a down stack follow up, and that's enough to take out Alkaline. Yeah, take advantage of those. You have a surge, do a surge, and you need to break it, and then follow up with some pressure afterwards. Whether it's a down stack or another quad or T spin. Oh, but it's not gonna do justice as they did not have the T piece right there. Having an awkward bag right there. Alkaline ties it up. Keeping it, both players keeping it close right now. Alkaline is looking to try to reset the bracket. And the stack is not ideal for Torawell, but finds the escape. And now they're back down to the ground. That eyepiece misdrop from Torawell, but does have a nice down stack afterwards. Converts it to a nice down stack. Even after the eyepiece bit drop. A risky take from Torwell. Alkaline is still trying to figure out their stack a little bit. Nice S spin triple from Alkaline. Right now Torwell is trying to figure out their stack. Alkaline also, but I mean both players are fine for now, but right now Torwell does have the stack advantage. Alkaline also opens up with a nice clean well. So we'll see what goes on from here. A bit of a hole right there. It's gonna what was gonna do. I'm trying to defend now as Toro is looking to build this, and Alkaline survives it and finds the down stack. And yeah, I mean nice quad, but that amount of time taken to try to kick that eyepiece over there. It's going to give Alkaline the advantage to just. 8-9. Alkaline is looking to bracket reset this. 2 more games to go. We'll see what Toro could do here. They're gonna try to not let that with this pick right here, and Alkaline just mitigate all of that. And I said this before. I mean, Alkaline is really good at escaping in situations like this. It's able to find these openings. It's working out for Alkaline in that situation right there. So we'll see if Alkaline could for this one as well. Oh, having to deal with a bit of I think no. Yeah, no, there was no escape there. I think I saw an escape a little bit, but I guess it wasn't like. I guess not, since the rotation of the T piece would have blocked the well anyway. So now tying it up once again, and oh wait, did Alkaline miss hold there? I'm not sure if they missed hold there. They had an escape right there. I think it might have been a miss hold. Yeah, I mean, if you have the eyepiece there, you have the eyepiece there in the T. Then there was an escape there. Well, there was an easy escape, but yeah, I guess Alkaline probably sold there. Fortunately. So now Toro was at match point. It came back from a big deficit. Now looking to try to finish off this tournament here. And it looks like it might be the case. We'll see what happens here. Alkaline is looking to try not to let this happen. a bit of anxiety right now for special right there from Thorwell trying to get the eyepiece. Alkaline will send that surge over, but ooh. All right, ladies and gentlemen, match point. All right, it's winner takes on, or winner takes another set. And right now, Thorwell is building up surge right now. Alkaline not having the best stack, gonna have to try to defend this. Is not the best, and that's game. GG's. What an insane grand finals. Like, really, really insane. I mean, both players gave it their all. Like it was a bit of a back and forth between both players, between defense and then offense, and then all this going on. Like lots of good escapes and lots of good plays from both players. I say that's what we like to see here. And that will be it for Stratosphere 132. GG's to all players that played. I believe since I'm not sure what the player count of this. 13 players. Since it's 13 players, that means Trevor will get 50 points. I'll get points. Third place will get 8 points. That's unless if the other players have already had their games maxed for the minors. The venue looks so fire. I wish I could go. We could swim. Right? It's a free trip over there. TC, Tetrio, and Nuctris at full tilt, so it's gonna take place at the capital city of Manila. So if you're looking to go over there and have fun, have a blast, hang out with some Hummingbird Nest members and staff, head on over to Discord and register at Hummingbird Nest. I mean, not many people are online on my follower list either. Right, I think alright, Taz is doing Taz America, so right. Well, true. I mean, there's more Tetris to be had. Just go on over there and watch more Tetris. Watch more T-spins go on, and watch more crazy efficiency setups like these that just happened. Right? But that's yeah. I mean, it's okay. If they know what they're doing, then it could be something. It could have potential. I mean, we like to see what players are up to nowadays at Taurus. It looks like it just started us too, so I mean, they're still. It's probably gonna last long, so have advantage of that if you want more competition. This is yeah. All right. Thank you guys for watching. We'll see you next time for Radiant next week. And also more Stratosphere. Take advantage of the silver qualifiers as well, as it could help you gain more points to TWC circuit. Bye.